get seven. With 7 slaps in the sack, that's all you get, no going back. With 7 slaps in the sack, that's all you get up in your bag. With 7 slaps, 7 slaps in the sack, ain't no leaving, no turning back. With 7 slaps, with 7 slaps, 7 slaps up in the sack.
Alright, SugarBBCarrick here. Another fun and exciting episode of 7 Slaps in the Sack. And I'm with none other than A.T. Callaghan, the journalist behind Quarter Confessions.
Bust his head, I leave him dead. It's that murder music. Man, I got so loaded one time. You hear me? I was laying on the couch. I didn't know where I was at. I started spooking. I was smoking on that gas. You hear me? Spooking. I be making music too though, you hear me? I told that little bitch, yeah, this for Ty, now you gotta die. He said he gon' slide on me, but pussy bitch, you ain't never ride. Every time I gang slide, you know it's homicide. You know, straight out New Orleans, man.
And All Gas No Brakes. And formerly a very, very rare rapper known as Track God.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We're everyday music, you already know. Capitol Hill native, tapping in. What's good?
Andrew's got some slaps here. It looks like got some good ones, got some bad ones. You know, you never know.
Before we kick off this interview, I'd like to mention that Everyday Music has no albums by Chief Keef, yet 4 full-length titles from disgraced Seattle rapper DZ, including Blood, Sweat, and Tears, The Northwest Wing 4, Small Things to a Giant, and of course, my favorite title from rapper DZ, Emerald City Slickers 2. And as an Emerald City Slicker myself, I can fully get behind this movement.
So what is your very first of your 7 slaps?
So my first slap is going to have to be Genie of the Lamp by Mac Dre. This made me a delusional person at one point in 6th grade. Not 6th grade, but, age 16 for the Spodie Culture, that's outdoor drinking event in Seattle. All of these songs, She Never Seen, Not My Job. Yeah, this really changed my life. I don't know if for better or for worse, but yeah, Thiz or Die. You feel me? I had to pick some of the classics. I don't really be slapping this every day, but Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. When I was a kid, probably 5th, 6th grade, it was like the first rap album I ever bought. I remember slapping this like front to back. Bring the Ruckus, that song kicked off so hard at the beginning. And just every song on this, this put me on. It's made me dream about New York City, you know what I'm saying? This is actually a new release. This is my my homie Grant. This is this dude with the long hair in the middle. He's in this band Naked Giants. And I will admit, I'm not really into alternative music, but I heard this album, when I visited him in Australia, on some random link up. And it was actually really dope. And it kind of opened my world up, because I'm the kind of person who's only really ever listened to rap growing up. Yeah. So this kind of opened up things for me. It was pretty sick. I've been listening to it every day, pretty much. Yeah. It's positive music, He's from Seattle, but I was doing a semester abroad there, and he was just there touring. Gotta put the DZ slaps to the side. Respect, though. Shout out to DZ. You know why I have such a thing out for DZ is because when I was in 7th grade, I was recording on GarageBand, and I wanted to make a name for myself in Seattle. So I got a DZ on Facebook, and I was like, hey, bro, hop on my track. He's like, all right, man, PayPal me $100. So I was like, word, I'm gonna wait till you get here because I don't want to get finessed because, Northwest Wayland type shit. Of course. And he took an hour and a half to get there, and he never showed up. He's like, I'm on the bridge, I'm on the highway. He never showed up. So I remember being real sad. So DZ, you should apologize to me if you see me. This one, Jay-Z, the Black Album, is super important, especially that song Lucifer and 99 Problems. I remember my Uncle Jeff, he lived in New York. I would visit him, and he'd put me on all this crazy music I didn't know about. Big L, Wu-Tang, Jay-Z. But this album specifically, he would slap every time I was with him, One headphone in the ear, one in the other. We would just slap this, and this really made me fall in love with New York City, and especially that song Lucifer. Yeah. And this album is classic. Best Jay-Z album in my opinion.
Yeah, no, for sure. That I got that album for Easter when I was in 5th grade.
Right? It's legendary, bro.
That and American Idiot.
Oh, American Idiot's the one. Shout out Billie Holiday. This right here is Migos YRN. Obviously this is the album YRN, but I got this in reference to the mixtape YRN that preceded this album. That album really changed Seattle.
across the country.
See, but I don't know. I was only in Seattle, but Chinatown, Hannah Montana, Versace, that is Spody Jambox music. The amount, like, that was like the anthem to my life. It shouldn't have been just some white boy in Seattle listening to Atlanta trap music at all times, but 15 tracks of pure gas, bro. This is the Blue Sky Black Death album. I believe it was called Late Night Cinema. Growing up, like, when I was 14, 15, super, like, hormoned out, seasonal depression, growing up on Capitol Hill. That Nacho Picasso album called, like, I think it was called For the Glory, produced by like Blue Sky Black Death, was like the anthem or like soundtrack to my, I guess, early years of high school, and really dark, grimy, like synth heavy, like almost like cinematics, rainy Seattle vibe.
Yeah, for sure.
And I learned, like, one time I was in the elevator of my dad's apartment building, like I literally had that album in my earphones, and I saw Nacho and the two dudes from Blue Sky Black Death like in the elevator, and I was like, holy shit. And I was like, yo, why are you guys here? Why are you in my dad's apartment? And they were like, yo, we record upstairs.
Wow.
I learned that all those dudes would live there and like recorded there. So that whole time that I was like fanning out, they were like literally above me. I think that was the best era of Seattle, in my opinion. That was before the gentrification, and that was just when Seattle was dark as fuck and didn't have all this weird shit happening.
I had to pick the Alcoholics. I don't know if you ever heard of them. You see the fridge full of 40s. Fridge full of 40s. So I picked this because I'm always like kind of trolling and shit, and like I feel like people think I don't like know like hip hop and like classic hip hop and shit. But like back in like 2012, 2013, I pretty much only listened to like 90s hip hop, like other than like Little B, and then like of course like Space Ghost Perp and Nacho as well. But I used to slap this once I discovered this album, the Alcoholics 21 and Over. I used to slap this shit all the time because this is like West Coast shit, but it like has an East Coast flavor, kind of like Redman, like where it's like East Coast beats but like funkier. Wanted to address that I definitely know my hip hop shit, and I used to slap this one in particular. This was like one of my top 5 like favorite albums all time for a minute. They put on Exhibit, like they were the ones who discovered Exhibit, and they were like discovered by like King T and shit like that. So yeah, this is a classic, definitely very underrated.
I fuck with this artwork here. They're really repping alcohol out here. 3 dudes in the kitchen drinking Old English. This is old school right here, bro. No girls, no drugs, just 3 dudes, 3 alcoholic dudes kicking it, having fun. Another one. This is a movie, but I grew up in Philadelphia, so I was like 11 years old. And I always like really connected with Rocky. I don't know why. I actually have a tattoo of Rocky on my arm. It's photorealistic.
Really?
Yeah. I think Rocky 2 is the best Rocky movie. I think a lot of people would disagree, but he wins in this one. Sorry to spoil it. But he takes down Apollo Creed at the end of this, and that was a big victory for me because, I was pretty devastated by the initial loss. Shout out to Rocky and Mac Dre.
Shout out Future.
Shout out to Future, and shout out to DZ too. Fuck, you know?
Come on, DZ.
And my guy Grant.
Future.
Oh, yeah.
We'll cut it there.
Yeah.